feet and let them know we're out in the community. It's your girl. We're not having it, D.C. We're not having it. You know this gentleman to the left of me? Of course you do. Guys, did you know that there's an election going on? Did you know there's a primary coming up and then a general? Did you know that we got families in Ward 8, Southeast D.C., as I talk to you, with a rodent problem, mice, I guess mice are rodents, roaches, they've got mold, these suspicious black spots are still here, the ceilings are still peeling in these renovated units, our tenants are living under siege, guys. Palms up out there. Where you at out there? Where are your voices out there, guys? You got to be informed, you got to get educated. We can't have folks living like this present day. Guys, we're going to ask Mr. Butler to chime in and help us to understand some of what he's experienced here at the property. And as busy as you would imagine one would be on their campaign trail, we want you guys to understand why he thought it was important to stop here at Woodberry Village. And then we're going to bring on to the camera some brave souls that are still living through this, so you guys know that this issue is very much far from over. Hey, Mr. Carl Racine, Office of Attorney General, shame on you. Ms. Jennifer Berger, in charge of the social division, shame on you. Mr. Trayon White, council member for Ward 8, shame on you. Hey, Ms. Mayor Bowser, shame on you. These citizens over in Ward 8 have been looking to hear from you guys. They've been advocating for the last 2 years on their own, and we've been over here for over a year. What's going on? They've asked for this management and this ownership to be removed. Capital Realty, shame on you. Shame on you, and we will get you in court so these citizens will have their justice. Hey, Mr. Butler, you are a man of the legal field, or coming from that legal profession. You know what it looks like when tenants' rights or folks' rights are violated. Can you help us understand a little bit of what you're seeing here?
Well, thank you, Dr. Hamilton. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate this time to talk about very important issues. And thank you to all of our viewers that are watching live and will watch later on. I'm out here in Ward 8, as was mentioned at Woodberry Manor. Egregious issues, some of the most egregious issues I've seen. Folks, this wouldn't be going on if we were in wards 1, 2, 3, or 4. I can guarantee you it's about our leadership in this city not paying attention to black and brown lives. Amen. They believe that this is going to get swept under the rug. When you get 300 plus violations, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Amen.
I'll tell you, I am not afraid to go anywhere in this city. I'm not afraid to do the hard stuff, because I believe that's the type of leadership that DC needs now at this pivotal moment. We've got crime festering at a 20-year high. Yes. But you know why it hasn't gotten the attention up until now? Because predominantly before now, it was only black lives on the other end of that bullet.
That's right.
And so it's time that, now that it's seeped in from the periphery and become more of a Ward 7 and 8 problem, now people are suddenly worried about it. We've got people running for the office of mayor that had a multitude of years to worry about the crime in the city.
Absolutely.
Now that it's seeping in Wards 1, 2, 3, and 4, people have suddenly got concerned about it.
You know how it works.
That is failed leadership.
Yes, it is, and failed leadership is dangerous, Mr. Butler.
Dangerous leadership, absolutely.
Has had 3 shootings in the last 2 weeks alone.
That is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. No matter where it's happening now.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, this city, we have hurt our own people. You know why? Because we've had predominantly black leadership. Let's call it so-called black leadership.
Come on now.
But you know, we can easily get lost in your North Porterville Estates in Ward 4 in a $2 million home. There are people out here suffering. Mayor Bowser.
Hey, tell her again.
There are people suffering out here for the 2 councilmen that have been absent.
Yes.
And you talk about heads are going to roll. What have you done yet?
Absolutely.
What have you done?
Absolutely.
You all have the power right now to call a press conference. I am the first candidate for mayor
that
has had the ability to get the press out here.
That's right.
I've got the post out here with me right now. You know why? It's not to gloat and showboat. It's because I know they will get to hide behind all of these citations if no one talks about it, no one reports on it. It's just another area in Southeast where black families get ignored until we can get media attention on it. You've got the power right now to call a press conference. And shame on you. And if I sound upset and angry, it's because I am. I'm angry as hell about this.
That's right, as you should be.
Angry as hell.
All of us are. And Mr. Butler, I want to thank you so much for coming out. You're absolutely right. They all have the ability to do what you're doing, and they chose not to. At-large counsel Robert White came out and said, oh, heads would roll. When we asked him to host a press conference, he talked about strategy for the mayor. They're so caught up in their head about the politics, they can't even see these people for who they are, which are human beings. And this city is a human rights city.
A lady came up to me today, last time I was here, which is about 2 weeks ago, and it literally broke my heart, almost had me in tears. She says, Mr. Butler, don't they know we're human beings?
That's right.
Wow.
But there's more to that she had to say that. Is one of the most heart-wrenching things that I've ever heard in my life.
That's right.
That she had to say that. Don't they know we're human beings? Do I hear you? I'm listening to you, and I promise you, I'm going to continue to work with you.
Awesome.
Both. Awesome. I've told you my promise was that I'd come back out here.
Yes, you did.
I've told you that I would get some media out here, and I've held to my promise.
Yes, you
and
have.
folks, when I tell you that I will make DC one of the most transformational, enviable cities in the country when it comes to affordable housing, when it comes to reducing our crime, when it comes to nixing our homelessness, I'm saying it and I mean it, and I will keep to my word.
Amen, amen.
Everything.
You heard him. Palms
Well,
up.
yeah.
It's your girl, it's your girl. We out here in the community. Where else would we be when we have so many families going through? Don't go anywhere. We want you guys to know something. It is very important. We hear you out there. You're talking about you're not going to vote. You're not into politics. Or are you into human suffering? Are you into people going through and needing something different and needing your voice and needing you to vote? Guys, if you're not living like this, there are folks that we know that are. And for that reason, you're supposed to stay at the table. Guys, we have to do this together. We've been under this rule in this city for too long, and it is just not acceptable, and it is just not okay. And as long as we stay quiet, nothing will change. Palms up. We out here on the block, because that's how real it is out here. And you heard what Mr. Butler said. All of them had the ability to do just what he chose to do. So don't hate. Don't hate. Get out here and be a part of the solution, because that's what we need. Hey guys, palms up. We're going to bring some beautiful souls in front of the camera. Mr. Butler, thank you so very much. We appreciate you. Good luck on your run, and we appreciate you having a heart, because that's all it takes. All you have to do is care out there, palms up. I don't care what they're telling you. To get that popularity, they're popular for the wrong reasons. Thank you so much, Mr. Butler, for coming by. Hi, I want to ask our dear President, Miss Cornelia Hill, if she will come be in the seat. Guys, I want you to know, these are not a bunch of families over here just whining and complaining. These are families that are over here empowered. They have organized. They have been patiently awaiting a solution. You have a beautiful soul next to me, Miss Cornelia Hill. She's the president of the Woodberry Tenant Association. And I want you to know something. When we got over here over a year and a half ago, it was over a year and a half ago, wasn't it, Ann?
Yeah.
About a year and a half ago, this brave soul reached out and called out because she had folks on her property that were supposed to be helping, but they weren't helping. And she didn't understand, and she was complaining, as she has a right to, because her city failed her. You called us, Ms. Hill, in the Attorney General's office. I believe Colin Hamilton was a representative that you were already in touch with. Will you help our folks understand the narrative and understand who you are, how long you've been here, and what you guys have been experiencing under your watch?
Yes, my name is Cornelia Hill, and I've been on the property now since 97, and about 97, 98. And Capital Realty took over the property in 2020, I believe, 2020, and they moved us off. Our building, matter of fact, was the very first building they renovated. Came back, it's a mess. They did absolutely nothing. I mean, literally, floors are coming up, brand new floors. My bathroom looked a total mess. I don't know why they think that we don't need garbage disposal. We have rats running on the property. I've been here 26 years, I've never seen a rat. Since they've been here, they might have brought them with them.
Hey, palms up. We don't know, that's why we need some investigating.
I've never seen a rat on this property, I promise you, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't care. I always say this is subsidized apartment. We don't have to live subsidized. What you're not going to do is treat us as though we are.
That's right. That's right.
So I decided to call, and it wasn't because I have air, but it was because the seniors was calling and saying they didn't have any heat, they didn't have any air. I was calling, reaching out for them. I was calling out because my bathroom looked a mess. My toilet has backed up since I've been back here. I know the maintenance men have been in my house over 50 times. they changed my toilet. It's still the same thing.
And guess what?
It's ridiculous.
50 times they've been there. I just got a question. Have you gotten anything from DCRA that gives you a list to tell you what to expect and that infractions have been imposed?
Nothing.
See what I'm saying? The systems don't work.
Phil Middleton has been in my living room.
That's right. Phil
and
Middleton.
he acted like he looked like he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that's how
if he over top of DCRA, why you don't know what's going on?
Hey, that's a question from the president.
That's one thing I'm not understanding. And not only that, like Ms. Hamilton was saying, Colin Hamilton is the first person I talked to who sounded like he was about business. But once it began to become public, I guess everybody knew about it within government, and I realized that he hadn't talked to me in a while, and I called him, and he said, "Oh, I can't talk to you because it's under investigation." And that was it.
Tell about that investigation. Investigators don't want to show you, don't want to give you, and they don't want to show you their business cards. Yeah. Who shows up to investigate something as serious as this anonymously from the Attorney General's office?
I've had HUD to come here in my apartment. They're doing absolutely nothing. Period.
They're just leaving them over here.
Nothing. When I first moved back here, in October of 2000, when was it running? It's 2020. Our basement, they tore all the walls down. I ran into Miss Hamilton because I was out of concern where they had the doors open. I mean, they didn't have anything on lock, anything. They had poles, the metal from inside of the walls just being exposed. We're supposed to have locked doors. They put fobs on the door, and not one time has the fobs worked.
And let's talk about that for me. These fobs and these state-of-the-art security. Hello, Moshi from Capital Realty. Hello, Samson from Capital Realty. Hello, Jennifer Berger, OAG's office, talking about you got state-of-the-art security systems over here, and you got $56,000 being invested per unit. Yeah, we got it in black and white because we don't know what you're talking about, because these families over here are not living with state-of-the-art security. As a matter of fact, there were about, 3 shootings in the last 2 weeks at least?
Exactly.
Yeah, and a stabbing.
And on top of the fobs not working, let's talk about, my main concern is I don't want to see anybody child hurt.
That's right.
We have people that stand in the buildings. Now, if you say the buildings are supposed to be security locked, and let's talk about, we have
Go ahead, talk about it.
We have rent-a-cops that's supposed to be, which I never see. I never see them, but they say they own the property. They're not. They're not here securing anything. We called them. We have a number. Now, my manager said that the number works for them. I've called. They don't answer. So, where are they? Doing absolutely nothing. They put up security cameras. Where if the security cameras are up, who's using them? Because They
just watching y'all, right? Telling y'all your kids can't stand outside. You can't stand on your porch. They just policing you all.
I wish you all can just go over and see this little big hole that they put in our ground.
You mean the swimming pool?
Yes.
We didn't know we were getting a swimming pool over in Woodberry Village filled with all this mess. You wonder why the rodents are running around. The grounds have been open for almost 1.5 years now. You wonder why they're smelling all these foul smells coming from their unit. I wonder why. Something that crawled up in there and died. We can't get any inspections over here. The suspicious black spots are not mold, they tell us. And then they get these fancy attorneys, and then the Attorney General's office compromises everybody that we bring to the table to try to help these tenants. Yeah, we on to you. We on to you. It's all good. Palms up out there. We told you we weren't playing. We gave you time to hear these tenants out. We're sitting here with the president of the Tenant Association for Woodberry Village because we want you guys to know they're taking it all the way. You haven't scared them all, and the retaliation and all the nonsense will stop, Capital Realty. Palms up. We're here for you. Just at a court hearing today, listening at the judge asking why you guys don't have these doors locked. Why is the security a problem? And yes, we're talking to 7th. We're talking to everyone to let them know the egregiousness, Mr. Carl Racine, that these citizens over here in Woodberry Village are still living in on your watch. You sent investigators out here without talking to the president of the Tenant Association because you didn't want to find anything. We understand those tactics, and they will stop. You heard Mr. James Butler say that he's the only one that has showed up to this property with press because he cares. Now, can you all say the same? Palms up out there. Pay attention.
And then what makes it so bad, like, sure, we vote for who we think may work. I voted for Trayon White. I'm just going to expose him because he knows my son. I emailed him with my son's name attached to it. Guess what? He never returned the call. Never. Not one time. And I think that is so sad. We vote for those ones who we think going to help.
Go around.
You know, and not doing not one thing. And it's sad. I have a tenant right here who's 85 years old. 83. They have moved her a sum of 5 to 6 times. And that's sad. With her not even knowing. They moving her and come knock on her door and say, we moving you. And that's so uncomfortable to her living. It doesn't make any sense. It really don't. I'm just frustrated with it.
Yes, you are, and you're entitled to be thumbs up out there. You don't need to hear from us. I wanted you to hear from these tenants over here. We got seniors, we got children, and we got folks watching this community. Can you say the same out there, Attorney General? Huh? Can you say the same? What are you going to do when you got so many low-income black families perishing on your watch, Mayor Bowser? What does that look like? Why do you think you can run another term when so many people are living like this? And don't think you out of this, Trayon White. You know they called you. They DM'd you. Many of their kids went to school with you, and you would have the audacity not to show up after they voted for you? Give me a break. What are you in that public office for? Palms up. You're popular for the wrong reason. Everywhere I go, oh, Trayon, he doing something. He's not doing enough. And you have not stepped on this property. Where are you?
One time.
Palms up, guys. I want to introduce you to a brave soul. Thanks, Miss Hill. We appreciate everything, and we appreciate you stepping forward, because if you don't step forward, they ignore the advocates. Isn't that silly? Hello, Mr. Jennifer Berger, talking about some, oh, thank you for your voluntary advocacy. You absolutely right, we would volunteer, because these are our people, and that's what it's about. Palms up. You over there stealing all the money, and our people over here living like this, and you would make jokes. Yeah, we got you. Palms up, sis. Hi, Miss Braxton. How you doing? Thank you for coming on the set. Will you talk to them a little bit? Whatever you feel comfortable with. Can you guys hear Miss Braxton? Do you have a good picture of her? Okay, great.
I'll take it down.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Guys, I want you to know that we don't play with this a little bit. When we talk about who's watching that kingdom out there, we want you to know there's some beautiful souls out here. And every time we come out here and lead this mess, this travesty, we vow that we will be back, and here we are back. Miss Braxton is one of the seniors, one of the very first seniors we met when we came over here. Her conditions have not very much changed, and they would have the audacity, and when I say they, Capital Realty Management, that's right, Capital Realty would tell our seniors that they're spoiled because they're speaking out for living in conditions like this, and they think something's wrong with me because of my big mouth. Well, guess what? You didn't listen to them, so you're going to listen to me. Palms up? I know, that's right. Hey, Miss Braxton, tell the folks out there a little bit what you've been going through. Anything that you want them to understand?
I need to start from the beginning.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that because it would take too long. I've been out here since '06, and it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. This is a beautiful area, and people work out here for the city, and they don't even know what it looks like. In the spring, it's like heaven. But
what you been dealing with?
I've been dealing with since January. They moved me about 5 times.
You hear that? They moved this senior 5 times.
5 times. And each apartment was deplorable because it was not finished. Where I am now in 2249, it's supposed to be. You can't hold the wheelchair if you got.
Yeah, she's talking about supposed to be ADA compliant. Yeah, the steps. I showed them the steps outside.
11 steps to get up to come out the front. The back, there's that porch down there on the side, which is okay. You know, I'm flexible, but I don't like to use those steps.
Well, my God, if you couldn't step, that porch wouldn't work for you. And how's that ADA compliant?
And then you're putting people in there who are handicapped. And you have no hallway. You just see the hallway.
That's
Come
right.
and peep at the hallway.
That's right.
There's a big danger sign on the hallway after they dirtied it up and left it, but it's open all 24 hours. People come in and out of there. I have no cable because of that area.
Yeah.
It has bent my cord like that.
Yeah.
And then they tell me that it's not, management tells me that it's not their responsibility. But the cord is on their property.
And I want you guys to understand something. Go ahead.
They also, I had called Xfinity. They came out and someone had gone off the property with the key. How do you take somebody else's property?
Well, we've been dealing with a lot of. I want you to understand what Ms. Braxton is speaking on. This is after she was moved from her units with the mold. This is after she was moved from units with no heat. This was after she's been moved from units with plumbing problems and things of that nature. Of course we do, but that's the thing. That's why we keep telling this story, because it goes on and on for them. My God, they're expected to remember all of that.
Because there was a leak.
A leak. That's right. You called me Saturday to tell me that you had a leak. That's right.
Does Black Lives Matter at all? Not to black people.
You hear our 83-year-old seniors out here?
No, I'm senile.
Yeah.
I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
I know what you're saying.
I remember
you
what
got
I remember.
good memory. You got good sense. They
I haven't had a key. I finally got a key to the mailbox.
Speaking mailboxes,
maybe about 4 or 5 days ago.
Okay, so I need you guys to understand something. Come on.
Trauma.
4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Finally got the key. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Went to the mailbox.
He
Didn't even go in.
So I need you guys to know what trauma looks like.
Yeah.
I need you guys to understand that our city, when you ignore the housing violations of our citizens and our seniors, you expose them to mental health challenges that they don't necessarily have to have.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be depressed living like this? Why wouldn't you be in a state of catatonic shock and everything else in between when you're rotating from? Can you imagine packing your things up? I remember when I first met you, your things were in the box when I met you, and that's how you were living.
When they grab up stuff. They grab up your stuff like you're a piece of trash.
Just grab you up like. And do you hear this, DC? Is this how we're treating our seniors? Of course, you're very organized. I've been talking to Ms. Braxton since we hit this property, and the one thing I promised Ms. Braxton and all these citizens is that they will be heard and they will have justice, because this doesn't go on too long. We're going to get rid of all this nonsense. Bad leadership is dangerous, and you're killing our citizens slowly, and it's not okay. Palms up. Hey, Ann, will you give us a real word while we rotate our guests in and out, please?
Real word. When I hit this property this afternoon, I was bombarded with residents saying that they still can't get their mail. And I think it's so unfair. You assign them a mailbox, the lock don't work, it's broke, then you give them another one, and a lot of their important papers they're not allowed to get, so they're missing their doctor's appointments. If they got to go to court, they're missing their court papers. Management, you need to be ashamed of yourself. Mayor Bowser, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You know what's going on over here in Ward and Woodberry and other properties, and yet you're doing nothing. Come on, let's be accountable for your actions. You are a government worker. They do pay your salary. So y'all need to do something. Trayvon White, you need to get your little hind parts out here too. And do something with these citizens and help these citizens. Y'all keep running for office, but you do nothing for our people. Palms up. We getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of y'all doing nothing but having luncheons now that we open. Peace out.
That's right. You heard it. That's our overseer. Now, when our overseer get like that, you know you violate. Hey guys, welcome to the Palms Up Show. These some other beautiful souls. We've been hanging out for the better part of a year and a half, and we vigilant over here. We want you to know that they are dug in and they are ready to tell their stories. Hey, Miss Black, will you please help them to understand a little of what you've been dealing with? And I want you guys to know Miss Black, you might recognize, because she's one of the first stories we went live with on social media when we got to the property. If you don't know, check our feed and go back and take a look. Miss Black had about 12, 15 mouse traps. Says she catching about 5 to 10 a day. You know, there's nothing to laugh about, because if you're living like this, it's frustrating. This is that preventative mental health that we talk about so much, and that's why we're on this. That's why our coalition is calling out, because our city is not spending enough money for mental health resources, and you're certainly not spending anything on preventative mental health. Because if you were, you wouldn't allow so many folks in this city to go without housing. When folks are unstable in their housing, there's no way that they can be stable otherwise. Palms up. Hey, Miss Black, talk to him a little bit. Why don't you?
Well, the problem I had, when I found out that I had mold behind my bed. Okay, I go allergy every Tuesday. I take allergy shot. I kept coughing all night. So some say, look behind your bed. I looked behind my bed for the mold. Looked in my closet for the mold. Went to the office, told them about it. They didn't never do nothing about it. All of a sudden, my bathtub started leaking. My tub started leaking. The ceiling started falling. All of a sudden, they put me in a hotel. That was it. I had to come back over here every Tuesday, even though I go to my altitude. Come over every Tuesday to check my apartment.
Did they put you in a hotel that had mold?
No.
Did they put you in a hotel in Maryland?
Yes.
Okay, one of y'all called me and said y'all had mold in the hotel. I said, my goodness, they moved you from the unit to the hotel, but they put you in Maryland.
Right. And then I had to catch like 2 buses come back and, go to the doctor. Cause my doctor was in D.C.
What happened when you asked about the money and what
Okay,
they was
when
going
I
to take
asked
care of you?
them, okay, they didn't take care of me plus my food while. All they did was take care of my room. And then plus I had to pay an extra $1. But not only that, after they moved me upstairs in 2244, I had roaches. I don't know what it was. Bugs, roaches, I don't know what. It bit me. I went to the doctor. They didn't do nothing about that. After when they moved me back to my regular apartment, laws off the bathroom. I mean, I don't have no medicine cabinet. I don't have no toothbrush to put my toothbrush in. I mean, the sink is down. I mean,
and this was your renovated unit, right? That's what they told you was renovated.
Right.
And then let's back up a minute, because they moved you out because we put it on social media. So they came out about 8 that night and hurried up and moved you to the hotel.
Right.
And then you came back. Did we not have Phil Mendelson on his knees in your unit because you still had mold?
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got my facts together.
I did.
So what are your systems doing for these families, even when you come in and move them out and take them through housing conditions court? Had a lawyer and everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
It came back to mold.
Right.
So what's going on present day? Anything?
Well, my bathroom is still the same.
Not your renovated bathroom.
Yes, it is. My renovated when I roll my teeth off, the thing turned when I turn the kitchen fall on. I still have a whole lot of guards and stuff like.
So I guess what the Attorney General's office said, hey, after a year and a half of putting you through this, after them hurry up and band-aiding y'all repairs, you can live with your tissue thing not working. You can live without a garbage disposal. You can live because they call that small stuff. It's not as egregious enough because they waited so long, so they tried to wait you guys out. But the truth of the matter is you're still seeing some of the same kind of mess.
And then not only that, my living room was one of the big ones. It's so much air in there like this. They even got the window. They don't even have the window.
The window not even in there, right?
Right.
Because ain't no oversight. They just come there doing it.
I got one that come all the way up. I got one that don't come all the way up.
So what happened when you called the office?
They don't answer. Sometimes they'll say, well, she'll call you back. Miss Brown busy. We gonna send someone over. It take like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe a month before they come and do everything. And then when they do come and do something, they don't come back and finish.
Right. And then DCRA, I done sent them to your property so many times. We don't know. We got hope. We don't know if DCRA is helping or hurting the situation. We don't know what these systems in DC are doing. And that's why we need better leadership, because the definition of insanity is to keep doing it the same thing, expecting different results. Palms up. Your time is up. It's time to uproot these people.
And then not only that, when my apartment got messed up with mold and all that and flooded, they did not do nothing for my bathroom company, my bathroom, and then they didn't do nothing. My curtain was messed up.
But that's why we gotta get them in court. See, Housing Conditions Court DC for low-income citizens does not deliver justice.
Right today.
That's right. And you keep those pictures on your phone.
How they messed my apartment up, but they didn't.
Hey, Queen, I appreciate you. You keep on speaking up. We're gonna get this done. Hey, guys, palms up, palms up. These are real stories. These are real people. Don't act like you don't know. That's right. We over here in 4 days. That's right. That's right. Soundtrack. Yeah, that's our soundtrack. You know about it. You know about it. 4 days. Palms up. Don't hate. Don't hate. Join the fun. That's right. Hey guys, this is another beautiful soul. I could do this all day and night. We got over almost 200 citizens over here that you've ignored, DC. We can do this all day and night. Yeah, we, Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Tell them what's going on over here. Guys, meet a beautiful soul, Mr. Danford Smith. Talk about this Capital Realty Travesty.
Since I've been here.
How long you been here?
Going on 3 years.
3 years. And what it been like?
They ain't want to do that.
Why? What they telling you?
That's all. I still got rust in my bathroom from the steam from the water.
What's going on? You got water in your bathroom, Perry Red?
I said when the water was running in my bathroom. They got rust on top
That rust over top of the door. You renovated bathroom? What they say when you call?
It ain't just the bathroom. It's in the whole apartment from like when you.
Really?
Yeah, cause the water and
the water just falling, They just leave that and it turn into mold. Is what you're saying.
It turn up rust.
The rust.
Cause the steam for the hot water.
Okay. So what they say about that?
But they fixed the water. They fixed it. They finally came to the tub, but they messed the paint up on the wall in the living room.
So they gotta come back.
So they come back and paint the wall and fix the toilet again.
How long it take you to get them over there to do that?
Ever since I've been here, I had problem with that. For 2 years, I had problem with their apartment. They finally came and started it.
And that's crazy. And you know what? Weren't you one of the ones that we had to talk about the mail? What's going on with your mail? Tell them about it.
Oh, when I came, I got off work before. They were here fixing the mailbox, but they never fixed mine. They fixed everybody's mailbox except for mine.
So how was you getting your mail?
It's still going to the same mailbox.
As we talk now, your mail going to another box. It's not coming to the box it's supposed to come to. And what they tell you about it?
And then cause at first the other one they talk about, my mail going to the mailbox. But then when I right here like a couple days ago, when I got it early around there, I told them the other girl working there. That they fixed everybody's mailbox,
but not yours.
They didn't fix mine.
I'm telling you guys, over at Woodberry Village, it's a hodgepodge. There's no telling what might be wrong from one day to the next. You heard it right. This gentleman's not getting his mail. He's got to go through changes to do so, and he's not the only one. And also, you ever heard about folks being moved from unit to unit 3 and 4 times and being charged electric on somebody else's use because they didn't rotate the meters with them, so they came back with these electric bills that were egregious. There's your word, Mr. Carl Racine. There's not enough egregiousness over here at Woodberry Village. We keep tripping into the egregiousness, but somehow you send a team of investigators and can't find any. Palms up, Mr. Smith. I appreciate you. Mr. Smith serves on the Tenant Association, and then this is a letter. They're telling them that they owe money, so this is the retaliation. Since we've been over here helping them to speak up and call out their rights, the property management decided they want to put all these notices on the door, so we got all these phone calls over here, and we're monitoring this because we want to make sure these citizens get justice. You start moving them around and start treating them like they don't have rights, and we're going to find you. We're documenting everything, and that's why we do this. Mr. Smith, I thank you for your service. I thank you for your patience. I'm sorry you're going through this, but we will get to the bottom of this, okay?
Yes.
I appreciate you, so thank you.
Well,
appreciate you.
Palms up.
Hang in there. Palms up. Come on, beautiful souls. Miss Jennifer, will you let Miss Jennifer join us and for a moment? And Mr. Perry Red. Guys, we can do this all day. We want you to know that these citizens are not alone, that we are following this because we intend to help them to justice. And we'd love to have your support. HealthyDCandMe.org or MIMothersKeeper.com. Please reach out to us. We're talking to many attorneys, and we're not going to stop until we find justice for these citizens. And we got many of them at the table, but this is a complex message, you can imagine. Because politics ain't pretty, black people, but guess what? It can't happen without us. Palms up. No justice. No peace. That's right. Hey, that's a perfect segue for my next guest. Come on, Perry Red. You guys know this guy. This is our co-advocate out here. Mr. Perry Red, Sincere 7, been out here day one with us, advocating with these beautiful citizens and sticking it to that council and letting them know where the loopholes are. So will you pick up where we have left off, sir? I know you're going to do us justice.
Let me just say, every time that Dr. Hamilton gets a call about Woodberry, it's always something wrong. It has not been something right.
That's right.
Going all the way back to February 5th of 2021, when Miss Shirley Black spoke up and showed everyone in the district what slumlording looks like. Nothing has changed in all that time. And here we are in 2022, right? Going into the summer of 2022. Folks are still having the same problems. And I'm talking about sporadic heat or no heat. We're talking about incessant rodents. We're talking about peeling paint on the walls. We're talking about recurring mold. And understand that these problems are leading to health complications where people have children and their children are being born into these properties where mold is regrowing on the walls.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Something could have been done about it and has not been done about it. That's why I'm bitter. You see, where you met James Butler earlier, he's a candidate. I've been a candidate here in the district. And I know what false promises look like. I know what false people look like. I know what false representation looks like. The Ward 8 representative, and you got to understand this. This isn't about politics. It's about lives. But politics is what drives the policies that allow landlords like Woodberry Village, Capital Realty to get away with it. Understand, there's black folks who were brought to this country in 1691. When we got been here since 1619. We have always been subject to a law. This is our country too.
Amen.
We built this country.
That's right.
And for that reason, and that reason alone, the only thing that's protected us ain't been a gun, it ain't been no white male, it's been the law. And the laws have failed us. So it's up to us, people with color in your skin, people who don't. It's up to us to make the law do what the law is intended to do.
Amen.
Otherwise, we will be exterminated.
Yes.
They want these people, these black folks, out of here. Understand this is about race. And folks have accused me of playing the race card.
Play
Well,
it.
listen, I play the cards that I'm dealt.
That's right.
And the
That's
fact of the matter is, you've heard voices from those at Woodberry. We are calling for Capital Realty to be fined and to be assessed under the D.C. Tenants' Rights Act. You understand that is what the law says. The Attorney General's office has the power. The Attorney General is our chief law enforcement agent. He has failed to enforce the law.
Miserably.
Failed how?
Miserably.
Say it loud.
Miserably.
Understand this, that the Attorney General has failed to respond to the petition for receivership that was sent to him. He acknowledged that he received it. Am I wrong?
Yes, he did.
He has acknowledged it, but has not acted. In other words, he don't give a damn about these people who live in Woodbury.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
And they do the time frame?
I think it's a time frame.
Well,
right?
well, let's clean it up.
Yeah,
He responded because he was backed in a corner, sent inspectors out here the day of, didn't coordinate to look at the units. Hey, baby girl, we get you in this seat over here. Didn't coordinate to find out which units were still going through. And so now, as a result, he didn't find anything over here that warrants him to remove Capital Realty. Imagine that after 2 years, do you really think they were going to expect you to do your job? No, we're going to have to make you do your job, and we're ready. We're ready, palms up, because you will get them out of here, and you will do right by these tenants. Hey, P. Red, tell them about everybody on the council you've been talking to.
So let's talk about that. Members of the council have full knowledge of what these tenants are going through. Members of the council, and I will name names.
Yes, please.
And I'm talking about Trayon White, the Ward 8 representative, who has primary responsibility for responding to the calls of these tenants, has not been here, has not been to... Has he been to your apartment, Ms. Black? Has he been to your apartment? Has he been to your apartment? He has not been out here to Woodbury. No, Trayon White. Robert White. Robert White
number 2.
has been in talks with us, and I've been negotiating with him since we began out here in February of 2021. And you know what, Rhonda?
Ineffective.
Totally ineffective.
Ineffective.
Totally ineffective. And had to be dragged kicking and screaming out here to see what we saw, and now is saying it's not egregious enough.
It's not egregious. Oh no, he want to come back because he want to drag the citizens through another inspection so he can prove that it is a problem over here, as if their 2 years of documented complaints isn't enough. Who you think you're kidding? We see through all that nonsense.
Pictures now.
Pictures there.
All right. So our demands look like this. In the advocacy that we're putting forward, as we continue to stomp and jump on the desk of those on the council, and understand at-large members, every single member of the council, and I'm speaking in the first person, has been given a report on Woodbury.
Yes, they have.
So none of them, including those on the housing committee, Anita Bonds, who is the chair, can say they don't know.
That's right.
They can't claim ignorance.
That's right.
All we can say is that they don't give a damn about these folks here.
Tell them again.
So our demands look like this. Capital Realty must be fined, must be assessed under the DC Tenants' Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to retroactively reimburse these tenants for doing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They have not held up to the law. Our demands include prosecuting Capital Realty for violating the DC Tenants' Rights Act and the Mold Act, who Chairman Mendelson is the author of. And Chairman Mendelson was on his hands and knees with me in Shirley Black's apartment looking at the mold that was painted over as a violation of these folks.
Which they're still doing.
And
because
still
we just
doing
had
it.
a tenant verify today that they're spraying her mold with something, and it's obviously not working because we got pictures.
So they have broken the law over and over. And we want you to know, because if you don't stand with these tenants in Woodberry, the next time it will be you.
That's right.
And our
That's
demands
right.
include that these members of the council, the OAG, publicly declare their support for the tenants at Woodberry.
Hey, palms up, palms up. There's one missing from that demand because the tenants I talked to at Woodberry Village are sick of giving Capital Realty another chance. They want them gone. They want them removed. Where else you going to see a community of citizens live this long, this way, and just get a smack on the wrist? No, you will not do that to our people. Hey guys, it's your girl, and we're in the community. Palms up. Hey, I'm sitting here with a beautiful soul here who's running for at-large council. I'm telling you, we pulling everybody out because Woodbury citizens do matter. You guys do matter. And I want you guys to understand that we got some beautiful hearts out here. And so we want to make sure you guys know that it's important that you get educated, you find out who's in this race, because people's lives are at stake. Okay? Hey, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you. I know you're busy, Queen, and I know you just got the word and you came right on over. Talk to us a little bit about that heart of yours and why you thought it was necessary to be here today.
First, I would like to wish everyone peace, love, blessings, and healing to you, your families, this nation, and across the planet. I humbly thank you, my dear sister Queen, for sharing your platform with me. For sometimes we as queens don't want to share our throne, but this beautiful queen is allowing me moments. I was moved to run for DC City Council at large at her behest. She encouraged me. I don't like to talk about what I'm going to do. I like to talk about what I'm currently doing. I currently have an outreach for the homeless every Saturday under the leadership of the new royal family. And I understand that there are levels to homelessness, my dear elder. So you have a place, but it's not functioning so that you can thrive. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a level that needs to be addressed, my dear elder. My dear sister Queen, you are a queen.
Yes,
and I have to have you living like that, my brother King. You are the ruler. And so it's on me to get in and change the laws. I will make it tell homelessness and living understand it is against the law. This is what God revealed to me to do, to stand up. I was almost in 2nd and D Street where I serve with my young son, so I understand the pains that you are going through. I tell everybody, don't let the smooth look fool you. God is walking with me to have a voice of change for you. I'm also a survivor of domestic abuse. And so God put it in my spirit to get in the street and walk with my thigh highs and addressing myself. I'm not the kind of councilwoman sitting behind a desk. Do you understand me? I'm the kind to walk with you. We will address the ills that are going on in here and in Washington, D.C. I am you. It's not about a title. It's not about being a celebrity. It is about lifting you to the status of royalty. Amen. When I look around, I see kings and queens.
That's right.
When I look back here in my mind, I see a palace. We want to change it to a palace. Where does a king and queen live, family? Where do they live, family? They live in a palace, and I want to change that. I want to change that for all of us, and so I'm giving you my heart and my spirit. We won't have another day where a little girl and boy can't play outside. I was speak to the drug boys. I will speak to the gun toting. I have a heart of love, so I'm not judging them. I have a heart to speak to them, not at them. I believe in talking to our youth, you warrior. I know it's something in your chest to change things. You just need someone to show you love. And I am that one, so I'm willing to give my life for this mission for you. I left show business. I went into a homeless encampment. And from that day, God handcuffed me to the service of the people. And so I want to galvanize us. Let's not always look to government. Let's become the government. We the people. Let's make a change. We ain't got to wait on them. I'm getting in there, but I'm with you. You are a leader within yourself. You can make a change. I want to talk to the churches. Bring the homeless in at night. What's wrong with the churches? I want to talk to the contractors. We don't have to wait on government contract. JoJo and Bobo, they got businesses, right? It's about love, and they come and fix the place. We don't have to wait on no government. So I'm speaking against the same thing I'm running in. So I'm telling you where I'm coming from. I love you with the love of the Lord.
Come on, Queen. That's right.
And I don't sleep at night if you don't sleep at night. Thank you for these moments, my dear sister.
Hey guys, it's going to take a village. It's going to take a village, right? Palms up to you guys out there. Palms up. We can all do something. Thank you, dear Queen, for that beautiful, empowering message. And I want you to know it doesn't stop. I'm so happy that they came out and that they're so empowered. Thank you, Jennifer. Guys, get educated, get empowered. And this Queen is absolutely right. We were on a call, having our regular activism calls. We're fed up now. We're trying to figure it out now. We're going to do something different. And she said, you know what? I'm running for office, and all we can do is applaud that and palms up to her. We can all do something. So give her another round of applause. Mr. Butler, will you join me again, please? Hey, I want to hear from this beautiful Queen here. This beautiful Queen, she's been out here, and she's been standing strong and speaking up every time we show the property, and she cares about her community. And she does want you to know that she's very human and very sick of living like this. Will you give them your testimony, dear Queen? And thank you so much for being so brave and letting us hear from you.
Thank you. My name's Shawnee Bloomfield, and I have been on this property for about I want to say about 20 years or plus, and basically grew up on this property. So I've seen a lot and been through a lot, and this new new management, new owner is different. It's a change, but it's not a good change. And it don't seem like it's a good change for our community, for our families around here, for our kids around here, for our senior citizens around here, and for even our animal lovers around here, that service dogs that we have around here. It's no change for us. The change is not for us.
That's right.
And I just feel like that they feel like their business is just a business when it's
people.
It's people.
That's
where
right.
This is a living place. This is a living place. We live here. We are humans. We are humans.
That's
like
right.
We live here.
That's right. They are
Living is a
humans.
part of
They
us
are
being
humans.
human.
That's
Like,
right.
We live here. Living is mental. Living is everything. Like, so why is it so? I don't even know. Like,
It's okay. It's okay.
It takes so much. Like,
it does.
It takes so much. Like,
It does. It really does. And guys, palms up out there. Palms up out there. I don't know what else you need to hear or see. You need to start making some phone calls. You need to help us get this word out. Get your end pins out. Get your phones out, guys. We're not playing. You give Mr. Phil Mendelson a call. 202-724-8032. Tell him you're not having it. Ask him, what about Woodberry? All right? Tell him you need to get right with the humans that are living over in Woodberry Village.
What about Woodberry?
What about Woodberry?
What about Woodberry?
Don't stop there. Don't stop there. Phil Mendelson again, 202-724-8032, and ask him, what about Woodberry? Then give Mr. At-Large Robert White office a call at 202-724-8176. Then give Miss Anita Bonds a call, so-called Housing Committee Chairman, 202-724-8064. Ask them, what about Woodberry? Call Miss Elisa Silverman at 202-724-7666. 7772 and invite her to the discussion. Tell her to talk to her colleagues and let them know that there are families over in Woodberry Village that are living in third world conditions, and it needs to stop. This management has had their way with these families for over 2 years. Mr. Carl Ray saying, shame on you. What would you expect, that the mold would still be sitting here? What would you expect, that the ceilings would still have the holes? No, why would they, when you've taken all of our reports, all of our information, provided it to this management so that they can hurry up and put Band-Aids on it, but your plan didn't work because it's still falling apart. They're still calling us again to tell us that things have broken again. So that strategy doesn't work. Call at-large Henderson on the council and bring them to the conversation. 202-724-8105. They ought not to be so hidden. Hey, Mr. Trayon White, welcome to the discussion. 202-724-8045. 202-724-8045. Call Mr. Trayon White's office and ask him what about Woodberry. Hey, Mayor Bowser, you don't get off that easy. Got 2 numbers for you. 202-727-2643 or 202-442-8150. We will be posting these phone numbers. Palms up. It's time to go to work out there. They think we ignoring our families and our friends over here in Ward 8. They got the game messed up, huh? This is our town. We're not living like this. Palms up out there. You see these citizens out here. These are our sisters and our brothers, our mothers, our cousins, our dear friends. Speak it up out there and let them know that we're not having it. Palms up. Hey, Mr. Judge Butler, thank you so much for coming back to the platform, baby. We on them. We on them, and I thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Butler, do me a favor. Do me a favor and help us to organize a voting education around here, because we heard just as many people that are complaining about the conditions. We've heard them say that they don't vote, and I understand why, because what's your choice? And I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on you, so I'm putting you in a hot seat now, right?
Especially after
because there are many folks, of course, and so you're the one that showed up, and so that should be a benefit to them and to you, in my opinion, because they should only care about politicians that care about their issues.
And I want to say this. I have said that I'd come back out to Woodberry again, and I have. I've made a new friend here that has taken my heartstrings with her concerns about the place, the inhumane conditions. I said I was going to come back out. I did. I said I was going to bring media attention to this. I have. I will be a mayor that will keep his promise. I'm coming back out to do a voter registration drive for anyone that wants to engage in it. That's a promise that I'm making to you, a commitment. I am not going to stop until Woodberry has the attention that it deserves. The people are treated humanely, and attention is brought to all these egregious violations. I mean it. I've said it before, and I mean it. I mean it. I'm going to work not only here, but for this entire city in like manner. For change. It's enough of the career politicians making the promises that heads are going to roll, or can I come back out here to do another study? Can I come back out here to do that? You know what the problem is already.
Absolutely.
Act like you have some common sense. People's lives are dependent on this. These are people's homes.
Right. Act like you care.
And you know, if this was happening, and I said this earlier, in wards 1, 2, 3, or 4, there'd be some attention already. But this is happening to our brown brothers and sisters, and that's why they're so slow to move.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Yes.
That's a problem. And you know, we can't say this is something that white folks are doing to us. This city is predominantly black leadership. It's a leadership problem. It's a compassion problem. We need a leader that will lead with his or her mind and equally with their heart. And I promise you, that's the kind of leader I will be.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Butler. We appreciate that.
I really appreciate you.
We couldn't get out of here. Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Butler. You stay. No, you stay. We're going to close out. I just wanted you to remember some beautiful faces, and I wouldn't dare get out of here without letting another one of our seniors speak. Miss Nancy Smith, thank you for taking the time to come out. Miss Smith, talk to them a little bit about what you've been dealing with since you've been over here with Woodberry Village.
Well, the main problem that I've been having is the front of my porch.
What's going on with the front of your porch?
They still have not fixed it.
The step is supposed to be handicapped, and you have a step, and you're in a motor.
just all that rain we had the weekend, right there by my door, it's starting to...
It's coming on in.
It's starting to like crack.
Crack again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a renovated unit they put you in, right?
It's not
and I just want to be clear. I just got to be clear because the Attorney General's office is not clear. Hey guys, it's your girl. We're out here in Woodberry Village, and we certainly can't bring you all these stories in this short period of time, but we wanted you to understand that this fight is really continues, and we need your support out there. We need you guys to start asking your council members and these so-called elected officials, what is the problem in Woodberry? Guys, and if you're still not clear, join us. We're out here weekly, monthly. We have an active president of the Tenant Association. We have an active vice president. That's right, an active vice president of the Tenant Association. And she got soldiers and soldierettes right here lined up, ready to tell these stories. So DC, we want hearings, we want Capital Realty removed, and we want answers, and we want these tenants paid. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Right now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Hey guys, to each and every one of you Woodberry folks out here, you know we love you. We stand with you. We're not going anywhere. This is just one of many platforms that we're going to make certain that your stories rise to. Will you please still hang in there for us?
Yes.
Do you know that we love you? Yes. Do you know that we stand with you? Yes, and we're coming back with a bigger crowd. Every time we tell this story, we're going to keep it out there.
And you know what?
Up.
I may give you the location of the next debate and get your foot soldiers out there.
Okay.
To address this to Mayor Bowser.
You ain't said nothing but a word.
Get your foot soldiers out.
You heard it. It's your girl. We out here in the community. Hey, overseer, won't you take us out of here? Palms up to you. We in the community.
I'm going to reiterate what he just said, and I want you residents, when we call, I need you to show up.
Yes.
See, we want action, okay?
Yes.
And don't be scared. We got you. I ain't had my purple pill, so you know how we get through this. All right. So come on, y'all. We sick and we tired. Yeah. Now we tired and sick. So that's a terrible combination.
Yeah.
But be encouraged, you're not by yourself.
Right.
Dr. Hamilton and her staff, we here to help you 24/7. Ain't nothing too little. Keep bringing it on. Keep bringing it on. Keep bringing it on. And y'all politicians, forget the government. Forget your position. Be a human being. Yeah. Would you like your mother to live here?
Absolutely.
Would you like your father to live here? Would you like your children to be here in this mess? Think about it, because one day you could come back and have to live here. So do something. Peace out.
Hey, it's your girl, palms up, and just like that, it's another week and we're done. Hey guys, the website is www.mimotherskeeper.com, www.healthydcandme.org. Guys, we're out here. If you need help, if your community is going through something, let us know. We do this together. Palms up. We'll see you next week. Hey.